We've come to it, guys. My last preview before the start of the season. And if I release this on Saturday like I hope to, we're 1 week away from real college football. But I'll be talking the sport all season long, so if you're a subscriber already, I thank you and I'm glad to have you here. And if you're new here and you love the sport like I do, please consider subscribing below. We'd love to have you. With that said, the last big game of week 1 seems like a nice, appealing dessert to what should be a very appetizing week 1 of college football. It's the Hokies and it's the Noles, and we're breaking it down right now. By now, you know the story for the Noles last season. Francois goes down in week 1 against Alabama, he's out for the season, and bam. A disastrous 7-6 season for a team that started at number 3 in the nation. I can't stress this enough, and it'll be my main focus in each of my preview type videos. The quarterback, the coach, and the offensive and defensive lines are the most important aspects in college football. FSU will get DeAndre back after struggling without him. In my opinion, they've downgraded at the helm from Jimbo Fisher to Willie Taggart. And they lost an offensive tackle from an already pretty porous 2017 position group. Now I want Florida State to be good enough to beat Clemson and Tallahassee this year because, well, I live in Clemson and I have friends who talk a lot. But I absolutely have my doubts on this Florida State team. On top of the losses of Jimbo Fisher and Rick Leonard at offensive tackle, the Noles also lost defensive back Derwin James, defensive tackle Derek Nottie, defensive end Josh Sweat, tight end Ryan Izzo, and wide receiver Auden Tate. Still, as good as this list was, we all know that Fisher recruited particularly well. I'm especially high on Cam Akers. It'll be a huge breakout year for him on the ground, in my opinion. Every year I like to watch the high school All-American game because it shows you who can actually stand out among the best of the best. Before Cam Akers, it was my boy Shea Patterson who stood out, and in Akers' year, it was him. Even though he wasn't even the highest ranked running back coming out of high school. That title went to Najee Harris, the running back commit for Alabama, who's not too bad but wasn't as good as Akers in that particular game. On the defensive side of the ball, the Noles will have to find some answers fast. Even with Derwin James, the Noles gave up 35 points to Boston College and 24 to Syracuse. In this one, they'll be pitted against Virginia Tech's offense, who had their ebbs and flows last season. Third-year coach Justin Fuente looks to build upon some early success, going 10-4 in year 1 and 9-4 last year. But he's going to have to win some of the games that matter most if he wants to take that leap. In 2017, he went 1-3 against the top 25, and in 2016, he went 1-2. That means he's gone 2-5 overall in his first 2 years against the top 25, and that's not going to get it done at Virginia Tech. This year, at the time of this recording, they only have 3 games against top 25 opponents. There's this one on the road in Tallahassee, a home game against number 12 Notre Dame, who probably won't be number 12 by then because they're going to get spanked by Michigan. Go Blue! And then they're also home against Miami, who's number 8. In other words, if the Hokies can pull off the upset at Doak Campbell, their schedule sets up pretty nicely this season. Then again, pretty much any team can say that in the almost a conference. I'm sorry if I offended any of you ACC fans. Now, the Hokies didn't lose a lot of players from the draft, but they did lose 2 big ones. They lost brothers Tremaine and Terrell Edmonds, both from the defensive side of the ball. These brothers were drafted in the first round, and side note, that is the first time that's ever happened in the same draft class, so kudos to Terrell and Tremaine. But from Virginia Tech's point of view, when you lose a guy who can sniff out Cam Akers from the backfield and read Francois' eyes with confidence, it kind of spells trouble for the Hokies D. Still, the offensive side of the ball should be able to help out Virginia Tech. They of course have dual threat quarterback Josh Jackson, who had a nice first season, and he'll be up against a very suspect FSU defense, as I've already mentioned. Josh is more than capable of pulling off the upset on the road. To be honest, before I started researching this one, I wanted to be bold and take Virginia Tech on the road. I like Jackson, Fuente is an excellent coach, and there are a lot of question marks on both sides of the on both sides of the ball in Tallahassee. But I kind of forgot about the loss of the Edmonds brothers, and Vegas has this as a 7-point spread. So either they know something or they're just baiting us, but I'm gonna go with the former. Give me FSU in this one, closer than the experts think, 30-27. What's up, guys? I just want to thank you all for watching really quick. I've seen a growth in my subscriber count lately, which is awesome. It really it means a lot after trying to figure out these dang camera settings and this mic settings. It's really hard stuff. But I love doing it, and I love talking college football. So if you're the same way, as I've said, make sure you subscribe below. I'll be here all season. We can have healthy, friendly debates. I know you guys are just as ready as I am. It is literally next week. Speaking of next week's video will be the top 10 college football entrances. So if you have any recommendations or arguments on why your team should be on that list, feel free to comment below and I'll definitely consider what you say. I love hearing what you guys have to say, and I love making my videos based off of what people actually want to see. Thank you again for watching. Click on me below if you want to go ahead and subscribe. Click on the playlist next to me below if you want to see the previous 3 games that I've previewed. I appreciate everything, and I'll see you early next week.